Hi folks, it's Eric Kirkpatrick again. What I wanted to talk to you today about is something that has nothing to do with personal injury action or workers' compensation. What it has to do with is credit companies, debt collectors, and debt consolidation groups. I have several clients who, as a result of a personal injury case or workers' compensation case, they get behind on bills, and some of the bills that they get involved with that they can't afford to pay anymore are credit card bills. So then, on occasion, they will turn to some of these debt collection companies, debt management groups, where they offer to come in, collect all your credit cards, and then negotiate those bills down with the credit card companies with the idea that you pay them a certain amount and then they distribute the funds to the credit card companies and take care of all your bills. Sounds like they're just being nice folks. Fact of the matter is, that is not a very good deal for you. They're not doing anything that you probably couldn't do on your own. Let me explain. A gentleman, a friend of mine, called me up, said that he and his wife had accumulated thousands of dollars in credit card debt. The credit card debt amounted to about $25,000. The situation was that through all of these different credit cards, there were about 10 of them, through all of these different credit cards, he contacted a debt consolidation or debt management group to do what I said, take over payment of all those credit cards. What happened was he agreed to pay almost $800 a month, signed a contract with them. This contract went on for, it was a 36-month period that he agreed to pay $800 a month. In exchange, the consolidation group listed out all of the bills that they were going to pay. There were about 10 different credit cards. At the very end of that 36 months, guess what? The debt consolidation group came back to him and said, hey, you need to pay us more money because we didn't have enough money from you to pay off all of these credit cards. Now, you can do the math, 36 months at $800 a month comes to a pretty sizable amount of money that they had already received from this guy. In this situation, these debt management companies, they contact your credit card company, and if you owe them $3,000, they contact that company and say, hey, we're a debt consolidation group. How about if you accept $1,500? We'll pay you off now, otherwise you're not going to be able to get any money from the person that you've extended the credit to. They then do that for the number of credit cards, and they did that for this gentleman, but guess what? They left one out. One credit card company they did not even contact. Didn't try to negotiate the balance that was at the time $1,800. This credit card balance developed into $2,300, and after my client decided he wasn't going to extend the 36-month agreement and was not going to continue to pay them $800 a month for another 36 months is what they wanted, the credit card company sued him. They sued him for the balance of $2,300 because the debt group didn't consolidate it, didn't do anything to take care of it. This gentleman ended up getting sued by one credit card company anyway. Yes, they did pay off his debts, but when I did the math to try to figure out exactly what the debt consolidation group got versus what he would have had to pay on his credit cards, he was about $2,000 less in what he paid the debt management group or debt consolidation group than he would have if he would have paid off all of his credit cards. Point being, these companies, these debt consolidation groups are out there to get your money. Basically, you need to be very careful. This debt consolidation group contract also has a clause in it that he was forbidden from filing a class action lawsuit against them, forbidden from filing a lawsuit against them, and it has an arbitration clause that for him to be able to pursue arbitration to resolve any dispute with the debt consolidation group, he would have to pay $1,000. If he just went through some issues with his credit, he sure enough wasn't able to pay another $1,000. I ended up helping my friend out and getting things worked out for him with a lot of threats to the debt consolidation group. So what I'm telling you is, before you go to these debt consolidation groups, I would suggest that you alone contact your credit card companies, see what you can work out with them. Maybe they will stop the interest accruing. Maybe they will agree to a lower balance. But in the end, you will save yourself getting taken advantage of from a debt consolidation group. The other thing I want to tell you about these places is read your contract with them very closely. Had this client of mine continued to pay $800 more without knowing what credit card hadn't been paid, without knowing the balance that was still owed, he would have signed up by contract to pay them another $800 a month for another 36 months and would have paid them about twice what his credit card debt was. Point being in all this, be careful. Another point of all this is, if you run into an issue where a credit consolidation group or a credit card company is harassing you, or you think they're not playing fair, then you need to look into this, because there are rules that these credit companies have to abide by, and if they don't, they can be sued. You have some legal rights. I don't do that kind of work, but I do know lawyers that have ended up handling class action lawsuits for numerous people, a class action being a group of folks that they're representing, because if they're doing it to you, they're doing it to 100 other people, I guarantee it. And while it might be $500 that they're cheating you out of, or might just be your aggravation and you don't think it's that big of a deal, the only way that these companies are going to be able to stop this stuff is if people pursue their rights and don't get taken advantage of.